Roll the dice and venture into the dark, haunting realm of Barovia as we unveil 10 spellbinding polyhedral dice sets that will cast a shadow over your Curse of Strahd D&D campaign. Each set is more than just a collection of numbers. They embody the essence of the characters and themes that lurk in the mist-shrouded land. From the ominous flicker of Strahd's castle to the foreboding cards of Madame Eva's Tarokka deck, these dice sets are not just tools, but gateways to immersive storytelling. Join us on this journey as we elevate your gaming experience with the perfect blend of craftsmanship, aesthetics, and mystery. This video is not sponsored, but there are links to the different dice sets in the description below. Get ready to roll with style and immerse yourself in the gripping tale of Curse of Strahd like never before. Within the heart of Barovia lies the foreboding Svalich woods, a realm veiled in twisted dead trees and ensnaring knotted vines. These once serene woods have succumbed to the malevolent influence of the Gulthias tree of Yesterhill, birthing the nefarious twig and vine blights that now plague its shadows. Among these haunted trees, the circle of druids loyal to Strahd find their refuge, orchestrating their dark rituals and wielding their influence over the very essence of the land. A particularly sinister consequence of their malice unfolds at the Wizard of Wine's Winery. The druids have stolen the magical gems vital for grape cultivation, unleashing blights to wreak havoc on the vineyards. The flow of wine, which is the sole source of joy for the beleaguered residents of Barovia, is under threat. In my quest for thematic dice, I chanced upon the Bramble Weave Sterling Amethyst dice set from DnDice. The design of these dice intricately weaves the twisted branches that mirror the haunted trees of the Svalich woods, controlled by the evil druids. The eerie amethyst hue, rich and enchanting, pays homage to the grapes and wines of the struggling winery. May these dice serve as a reminder of the entwined fate of the Svalich woods and the Wizard of Wine's Winery, urging you to navigate the shadows carefully as you explore the intricate interplay between nature's corruption and the preservation of joy in the darkest corners of Barovia. Within the mystic realm of Barovia, an ethereal shroud of eerie mist masks the land, ensnaring and confining its inhabitants in an otherworldly embrace. Those daring enough to brave the treacherous fog find themselves quickly overcome with exhaustion, only to be forcefully returned to the sinister land from which they sought to escape. Even in death, the souls of the departed remain ensnared within the haunting boundaries of the mist, unable to find reprieve. In my exploration of this enigmatic phenomenon, I stumbled upon the Goblin Gripe dice set from DnDice. These dice, adorned with myriad shades of grey, masterfully capture the essence of the binding mists. Each roll mirrors the swirling currents that entangle and imprison all who seek passage through the haunting fog. Just like the relentless grip of the mists, the Goblin Gripe dice invoke a sense of mystery and foreboding. As you wield these dice, may you be reminded of the inescapable nature of Barovia's misty prison and tread carefully through the hazy unknown. Nestled atop the haunting landscapes of Barovia, the ancient Castle Ravenloft casts a foreboding shadow. This ominous fortress serves as the abode of the dreaded vampire lord Strahd von Zarovich. However, within its gothic walls lie the echoes of countless tales, from its creator, the architect Artemis, to Strahd's mother, the namesake Ravenloft. As dictated by the mysterious Tarokka deck, Castle Ravenloft is destined to be the stage for the ultimate confrontation between the players and the formidable Strahd. The outcome of this climactic battle, though, rests solely in the hands of fate, guided by the whims of the dice. Before the inevitable clash, players must navigate a treacherous path through the castle, encountering horrors and supernatural entities at every turn. It is in this dark domain that I stumbled upon the Vampire Slate dice crafted by Jodie's Dice Farm. The dice bear an uncanny resemblance to the gothic slate that forms the very foundation of Castle Ravenloft. The black Faux-Stone etched with numbers seems to mirror the grim architecture, while the hauntingly vivid red stains on the dice tell a tale of countless victims that have succumbed to the castle's twisted history. Will these Vampire Slate dice, stained with the symbolic blood of the castle's past, determine the fate of your players in their quest to conquer Castle Ravenloft? Only time and the roll of the dice will unveil the answer to this dark mystery. The Vistani, a group of vividly adorned nomadic travellers, have made Barovia their home, residing in horse-drawn wagons with distinctive barrel-shaped tops. Diverging from their Barovian counterparts, bound to the dreary plain, the Vistani secured free passage from Strahd after saving his life in a bygone era. Proficient both as toolsmiths and entertainers, the Vistani sustain themselves by practicing the ancient art of fortune-telling. However, not all Vistani are benevolent. Many are staunchly loyal to the Vampire Lord, serving as his spies and ominous messengers. Crossing a Vistana can incur a dire curse upon the unfortunate soul who dares insult them. One standout Vistana who could potentially become a valuable ally to the player characters is Ezmerelda, a formidable vampire hunter whose sworn enemy is Lord Strahd. Initiating contact with her may prove to be the strategic move the players need to vanquish Strahd once and for all. To visually capture the essence of the Vistani and Ezmerelda, the Scandalous Bard set from Dakota Irish proves to be an ideal representation. The vibrant hues of gold, orange and purple in the dice mirror the flamboyant attire of the Vistani, while the bronze Gothic numbering serves as a proud symbol of Ezmerelda's unwavering defiance against the Vampire Lord. This set not only pays homage to the lively and mysterious world of the Vistani, but also embodies the resilience and courage embodied by Ezmerelda in her quest against the forces of darkness. In the mystical realm of Barovia, the enigmatic Vistani hold the key to fate, and among them, none wield the power of foresight quite like the formidable Madame Ava. As your characters embark on their harrowing journey through the Curse of Strahd campaign, their destinies intersect with the mad yet astute Madame Ava, who awaits them in her tent at the Sir Falls encampment. It is within the confines of this mysterious tent that the players will experience a pivotal moment, the unveiling of their fates. Madame Ava employs the Tarokka deck, a deck of cards imbued with arcane symbols, to unravel the threads of destiny and disclose the locations of 3 critical treasures crucial for thwarting the menacing Strahd. This momentous event serves as the catalyst for the entire adventure, propelling the players into a web of intrigue and danger. Given the significance of Madame Ava and her Tarokka deck in shaping the narrative, it becomes imperative to incorporate a set of dice that resonates with the mystical essence of the Vistani and the symbolism inherent in the Tarokka deck. For this purpose, the Purple Glitter Astrology set from Wizards Dice emerges as the perfect choice. The regal purple hue of the dice seamlessly aligns with the Vistani aesthetic, while the intricate patterns etched into the surface capture the essence of the Tarokka deck's symbolism. This set not only enhances the thematic immersion of the adventure, but also serves as a tangible representation of the mystical forces at play, adding an extra layer of enchantment to the gaming experience. Nestled deep within the icy expanse of the Balinoch Mountains, to the south of the mist-shrouded realm of Barovia, lies the enigmatic Amber Temple. This ancient structure has stood as a stronghold for malevolent entities and dark vestiges for over 2 millennia. Surprisingly, even the well-intentioned wizards who constructed this sacred prison were not spared from the insidious corruptions that lurked within its hallowed halls. As players venture into this foreboding locale, they will find themselves confronted with the same temptations that ensnared those who once built this place. The amber sarcophagi housing gifts and powers of unparalleled allure beckon to those who dare to explore the temple's depths. In my quest for the perfect dice set to encapsulate the essence of the Amber Temple, I discovered the Confetti Gold, Amber and Black dice set from the Dice Shop online. These dice artfully capture the spirit of the temple and the godly vestiges confined within its sarcophagi. The golden hues mirror the amber that encapsulate these mystical containers, while the dark strokes of black ink serve as a stark reminder of the insidious corruption that lies beneath the surface, tempting and deceiving those who seek power within its walls. As you roll these confetti gold, amber and black dice, May you navigate the treacherous path of the Amber Temple with caution, for the line between power and corruption is often thin, and the consequences of your choices may echo through the ages. A land steeped in darkness, Barovia harbours a multitude of menacing creatures, ranging from the eerie howls of wolves to the ominous caws of ravens. Among these abominations are the dreaded vampire spawn and the restless undead spirits that haunt the forsaken landscape. As players navigate the treacherous paths, they must be ever vigilant, for these malevolent entities seek to consume their courage and strength. Venturing into the western caverns reveals a pack of werewolves, their feral presence echoing the sinister aura of the region. Meanwhile, atop a desolate hill, a holy man perverts his sacred duty by creating vile mongrels in a shadowy abbey, further adding to the nightmarish tapestry of Barovia. In the face of such unholy adversaries, one set of dice emerges as the perfect companion, the Blood Splatter dice set. The hauntingly white plastic mirrors the spectres that linger in haunted houses and the pale vampiric flesh found in the accursed graveyards. Stained with red ink, reminiscent of the impending bloodshed, these dice evoke the ominous atmosphere of Barovia, reflecting the imminent danger that awaits the characters. Later in the adventure, the player's quest takes them to the desolate ruins of Argynvostholt. This foreboding place, once a noble stronghold dedicated to the silver dragon Argynvost, now stands as a decaying testament to the pervading gloom that envelops the cursed land. As the adventurers approach the dilapidated estate, the air becomes heavy with the weight of history and tragedy. The spectral remnants of the Dragon Knights who once called Argynvostholt home linger, eternally bound to the ruins. Their tortured spirits cry out for redemption, and it is within these haunted halls that the players must confront the ghosts of the past to shape the fate of Barovia. To infuse this eerie setting with an additional layer of thematic resonance, the ancient silver with blood splashes dice set by Aruohha Dice is the perfect choice. The dice, adorned with an ancient silver hue and ominous blood splatters, mirror the haunting ambience of Argynvostholt. The silvery metallic sheen evokes the spectral presence of the dragon, while the blood splashes hint at the tragic history that stains the once noble halls. As the players navigate the haunted corridors and face the lingering echoes of the Dragon Knights, rolling the ancient silver with blood splashes dice becomes a visceral experience. The clatter of the dice against the table echoes the footsteps within the abandoned estate, heightening the tension and immersing players in the macabre atmosphere. With each roll, they grapple with the echoes of history and the unfolding destiny that awaits them within the cursed walls. Delving into the ominous realms of Barovia, one quickly discovers that Strahd's wickedness is not a solitary force. The land is infested with witches and hags, orchestrating terror for their own sinister desires. Among them stands Baba Lysaga, the sinister midwife to Strahd himself. Banished by the queen for her nefarious deeds, Lysaga now calls the ruins of Borez her home, a haunted marshland where her creeping hut, a ramshackled wooden cottage perched upon an enormous tree stump, serves as a testament to her dark influence. The old bone grinder, an ominous grain mill on the old Svalich road, harbours another coven of wicked hags led by Morgantha. Their shadow looms large over a nearby village as they abduct children with souls intact, grinding their bones into the infamous dream pastries, sinister treats that induce a trance-like state. Consuming these malevolent pastries plunges the Barovians into dreams of fleeting joy, a stark contrast to the harsh reality they endure. To commemorate the encounters with these notorious cackling hags and witches, it's only fitting that Dungeon Masters wield a set of dice that encapsulates the essence of the horrors their players face. Enter the Green Hag dice set from Dakota Irish. The green resin, shimmering hauntingly from the darkness, mirrors the malevolent intent of these foul beings. Golden ink and flecks within the dice pay homage to the flaky pastry of the wretched pies these hags seek to force upon unsuspecting players. As the dice roll, each spin echoes the macabre tales of Barovia, reminding players of the chilling adversaries that await them in the haunted landscapes of Curse of Strahd. And now, we come face to face with the enigmatic and malevolent Lord Strahd von Zarovich, the very embodiment of darkness and the master of Barovia. This vampiric lord, driven by a heartbroken malice, stands apart from your conventional big bad evil guys. Unlike distant foes, Strahd actively inserts himself into the player's narrative, a looming presence that haunts their every step on their treacherous journey through Barovia. A puppet master in his own right, Strahd intricately weaves himself into the player's adventures, a silent observer, a cunning tester, and a remorseless tormentor. To do justice to the grandeur of such a character, the dice chosen must reflect the gravitas of his presence. In light of this, I present the Dark Blood Resin dice set from Runic Dice. These dice encapsulate the essence of Lord Strahd with their blood-red crystalline shimmers, a poignant reminder of his vampiric nature. The regal gold ink adorning each face emphasizes his aristocratic bearing and prestige, starkly contrasting the darkness that resides within him. As these dark blood resin dice grace the gaming table, they serve as ominous foreshadows, signaling Strahd's proximity. Whether he lurks in the shadows or rides upon his fiery nightmare steed, these dice become harbingers, an unspoken warning that Lord Strahd is ever present, always watching, and ready to plunge the players into the depths of his dark machinations. May your rolls be as calculated as his schemes, for in Barovia, the very air is thick with the anticipation of Strahd's influence. And there you have it, brave adventurers. Your journey through the misty realms of Barovia has been enhanced with these captivating dice sets. Get them for yourself using the links below, but hold on to your character sheets. The adventure doesn't end here. Join us at the UK Games Expo, where a plethora of dice treasures awaits your discovery.